All right, guys, it's time to talk about Novo Nordisk again, ticker symbol NVO. I've covered this one in the past. It's time to do an update on this one because of what just happened yesterday. And special shout out to you know who you are who brought this to my attention. Boom. But this stock dropped over 20% yesterday. Or what's today now? Sunday? Sorry, Friday, right? I don't even know what day it is. So on Friday, it dropped over 20% because their late stage obesity, their next drug that's supposed to be coming through the pipeline failed. It didn't meet the endpoints they were looking for. So the stock dropped big. Now you can get this for a forward price to earnings of 21.69, whereas before it was just 29 before this dip. Okay. And then also, when I looked at their balance sheet and their financials, their profit margins are about 47% right in there, or operating margins, I should say, which is really good. They also have more cash than debt on their balance sheet. They're bringing in 118 billion in free cash flow. And so with this sector just getting started, in my opinion, with the weight loss drugs, even though this next generation drug didn't get or is not coming through now, in 2025, they're going to do another trial, and I have a feeling it'll get done eventually down the road where they do get that obesity drug, okay? But for right now, this is a good buying point, I believe, if you're going to hold this for a while, because we know Eli Lilly and this company, the stock price just kept going higher, 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 and we finally got a big dip with NVO, again, is the ticker symbol. So this is one you could stash away to have some exposure, to the weight loss drug sector. And like I said, I think they'll get some other drugs out there eventually, but it's going to take, into 2025 before they do those new trials. Okay. So you have to be patient with this one, but I do think it's oversold, and their numbers, like I said, their financials are very healthy. But I know, in the US, right, they're talking about, I think it was RFK Jr. that was saying how Novo Nordisk is trying to, jam their weight loss drugs down our throats. So they might be against that company more than Eli Lilly, because obviously Eli Lilly is based in the US, whereas Novo Nordisk is a Dutch company, right? So just keep that in mind, but I think a lot of that's priced in by now. The financials, like I said, it's a lot cheaper now. 21 forward price to earnings, and you get exposure to a weight loss boom that I believe is just getting started. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is Medicare and Medicaid, right? So Biden obviously was trying to pass the bill for this to be covered more, right? So people can have access to Novo Nordisk and Eli Lilly's weight loss drugs. But I don't think Trump is going to want that to go through because they're trying to cut costs. And I could see him limiting, what Medicare and Medicaid cover. So that will be interesting to see how that plays out later. So keep your eyes on that. That's kind of why Eli Lilly, it got that good news, but the stock went up initially and then faded off. And it's like pretty much gap filling now. So that's a sign that, those are taking a break right now, because Eli Lilly should have performed better yesterday or continued the momentum, but it didn't. So that's probably because Trump won't approve as much with Medicare and Medicaid or having that stuff covered. That's what I'm thinking, why the reaction of Eli Lilly, why it popped and then kind of faded off. So it's something to watch, but I do believe NVO, with where their valuation is now, that it's much more attractive at these levels. So you can either play a dead cat bounce where you just, day trade and try to catch the bounce back up and then just be done with it. Or if you hold longer term, I think you'll get rewarded here buying in the 80s. Because again, this wasn't too long where this was at $140 a share. And so this will give you exposure to the booming weight loss drug sector. So just wanted to cover this one. Have an awesome weekend, guys.